Well, folks, it looks like the internet called this one from day one. Now, don't get me wrong. We obviously had a lot of people out here spreading crazy theories and blaming random innocent people for this crime. But very early on, as that little snippet of surveillance footage was released in the Savanah Soto case, people pointed out that it looks like there was a girl driving Matthew's vehicle. Now, of course, we know that the internet got that kind of wrong, right? Because it was Christopher, but Christopher had this long hair. So that's why everyone thought it was a girl driving Matthew's car. The internet then pointed out that it looks like there's two people in the truck. It looks like someone's handing a towel, a paper towel or something. Well, it turns out they got that right. There were two people in that truck. And then the internet said it must be the mother or the girlfriend or the stepmom, whatever woman is living at that house with them. It must be her. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know already, I'm sure most of you do, the woman of the household has now been arrested. The third suspect has now been brought in. They did a little perp walk. They did a little tiny press conference. All of that good stuff. And as of right now, it looks like they got everyone that was at least directly involved in this case. Now, there's a discussion to be had that we may have later on. But as of right now, this is great news. We no longer have to look at that surveillance footage like, man, I know there's someone else in the car. We no longer have to question if the mother or the stepmom, whatever she is, we no longer have to question if she's involved because, bam, they got her. They already took her ass in. Now, at the time of this recording, the press conference just ended, and there seems to be like a tad bit of confusion over as to whether this is Christopher's biological mom or just his stepmom. Even the law enforcement officers seem to be confused. So I'm just going to refer to this lady as the mom. Okay, if you want to hop in the comments and go, well, technically, it's a mama, you can feel free to do that. I would enjoy the engagement either way. But as of right now, the mom has been taken in. There was some interesting information revealed in this press conference. For one, the weapon that was used to kill Matthew and Savanah belongs to the mother. But we're going to talk about that and more in just a second. First, we're going to roll this little clip of the perp walk. We're going to roll this little clip of the press conference. I'm sure some of you may have already seen it, but a lot of you have not. I need you to do me a big favor as I roll these clips, though. I need you to hit that thumbs up button. We got to get those likes up. I need you to subscribe if you haven't already. And as this clip is rolling, I want you all to go ahead and start letting me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about the perp walk. How do you feel about how this woman looks as she's walking out of jail? And let me know your thoughts about all of the questions that were answered during the press conference. And of course, after these clips, I'm going to be right back with more thoughts as well. So without further ado, let's roll the press conference, and then I'll be right back with more.
Mirta, as a mother, how do you be involved in this?
Mirta, did you give
anything for your son in the family? Do you have anything?
Sorry?
You have nothing to say to the family.
Watch out, anything to say to the family.
Did you give Christopher your gun?
¿Cómo les ayudaste?
What did your
¿Cómo les
silence
ayudaste para hacer esto?
What message is your silence?
¿Cómo te sentiste? ¿Crees que valió la pena ayudarlos?
Are you sorry?
¿Qué nos tienes que decir? Dinos algo.
Does your silence mean anything? What do you want people to know? What do you want to say to Savannah's mother, Matthew's mother?
Di algo. Ahora que puedes.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. We're going to provide you with an update on the Savanah, Soto, and Matthew Guerra case. First and foremost, once again, SAPD wants to extend our condolences to the family of Savanah and Matthew. Today, as you saw, we just made another arrest. This is the third arrest in this case. Just to recap, back on December 23rd, Leon Valley PD reported that Savanah and Matthew Guerra were reported missing to their jurisdiction. On December 26th, SAPD officers received a call for a disturbance. When those officers made that location, they discovered the bodies of Savanah, Soto, and Matthew Guerra. They were found deceased in their vehicle, the Kia Optima, that had also been reported missing. Since then, our homicide unit has done an outstanding job in following this case. They followed every lead. They were able to get surveillance video, which led them to these arrests that were made. On January 3rd, we made two arrests, 19-year-old Christopher Preciado and 53-year-old Ramon Preciado. There was a lot of information on social media that there was a third individual involved. Our homicide detectives were aware of that. However, we were looking for enough probable cause to make that arrest and to present the best case forward to the DA's office. Today, that happened. They were able to develop enough of exactly what the relationship is, maybe a stepmother to Christopher, 19-year-old Christopher. She is being charged with 3 felonies. The first one being alter, destroy, conceal a human corpse, which is a second-degree felony. She's also being charged with abuse of corpse, which is a state jail felony, and a third charge, tampering with evidence. Through our forensic unit, we were able to develop information from surveillance video that shows Miss Romanos involved the night of the murder. That video surveillance shows her at the home right after the murders, and she was seen on video surveillance leaving in that black truck that we all saw on the surveillance video, and then returning to her home with Christopher and Ramon in that truck. At this time, I'll take any questions that you might have.
It was her weapon, right?
Excuse me?
They matched her weapon to the ballistics?
Right. That tampering with evidence, from what we understand, she stated that was her gun. So we do know that that was her weapon.
And do they believe they were killed in that home? And what was the stepmom's role allegedly in the murders?
I'm not sure exactly where. We haven't released any of that information. I'm not sure what the circumstances were. But we do know she was involved in helping get rid of the evidence concerning those bodies.
On the third, you guys were under the impression that there were only 2 suspects, or had said that there were 2 suspects that were arrested?
No. Our homicide detectives were aware early on in the investigation that there wasn't a third person involved. We know that from the video surveillance when there is that towel that everyone's talked about being thrown. At that time, we just didn't have enough evidence to say that that was Miss Mirta Romanos. But like I said, since then, they've developed enough evidence from surveillance video from the home showing her leaving with the 2. She gets into that truck, and then when they return to the home, it's her, Christopher, and Ramon in that truck.
Had she called you guys in the past week to come to the house at all? Because I know there's been some reports of vandalism there.
I'm not aware of any of that.
As of right now, are you under the impression there are any more suspects?
At this time, we're confident that there's no more suspects. At this time, we're confident that these were the 3 individuals that were involved in this case.
Do you believe this is connected somehow to a larger ring or crime ring or anything like that?
No, we don't have any information to lead us to believe that. We do know that there was, I guess, a transaction earlier in that night. What happened and transpired was Matthew Guerra and Savanah were killed.
Excuse me, do you happen to speak Spanish?
I don't.
So you guys still don't know where they were killed, like if it was at home or somewhere else?
We believe it was in that area, right near their home.
How cooperative was she?
How cooperative was she? I know there was a search warrant that was issued a few days ago. There was a search warrant, so they had the authority to go into that home. Today, I don't believe she said much.
What happened to the towel?
I don't have that information. Any other questions?
Did she confess today?
She wasn't cooperative today. Thank you, guys.
I don't know about you all, But when I saw that woman walking out in that Ozzy Osbourne shirt, it all started to finally make sense to me. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being an Ozzy Osbourne fan. I'm just saying that this whole time I was looking at Christopher thinking like, man, this looks like a gothic white kid or something. But now I see the Ozzy Osbourne shirt and I'm like, okay, it all kind of makes sense, right? But anyways, as I was saying earlier in the video, the weapon belongs to the mother. Now, when questioned, the mother tried to say, oh, I don't remember what happened that night. I thought I was sleeping. What? You thought you were sleeping? Either you were sleeping or you weren't sleeping. You're telling me the best excuse you could come up with is that you thought you were sleeping. You don't remember what happened that night. I thought I was asleep. It always kind of blows my mind that people are capable of doing like wild, evil, crazy stuff. But even when they're given time to like sit down and craft an alibi, the best they can do is, I thought I was sleeping. I don't remember. You had days to sit there and try to come up with something, right? Days before Christopher and Ramon were even arrested, you had time to try to craft a story. And this is the best you can do. And then on top of that, Christopher and Ramon get arrested. You already know they're on your ass. And this is still the best you can do. But also in the process of, I guess, trying to come up with an excuse, she makes herself look even worse. You see, when investigators were at the house, they noticed that her bedroom door was locked. They asked her if they could go in there and search around. She told law enforcement that her bedroom door is always locked and that she is the only one that has a key. So basically, she told law enforcement that Christopher and no one else in that house has access to her bedroom. Now, the weapon that was used in this crime was found concealed, hidden within the bedroom. So I'm guessing she's telling law enforcement, oh, no one has access to my bedroom. No one can go in my bedroom because she doesn't want to make it look like Christopher went in her bedroom to get this strap. But in the process, she's making herself look worse because now it looks like, okay, so if your bedroom's always locked and no one has access to your bedroom, did you personally give Christopher this strap? Not no, oh, Christopher went digging through your closet and found the strap. No, did you give this to him personally? Because they found the strap hidden in her bedroom. She claims that it's hers, that was given to her by a family member or a friend. But just as I was saying that this woman had days and days and days to craft some type of alibi, she also had plenty of time to maybe try to hide the murder weapon. But no, it's in her bedroom. In her bedroom, folks. And it belongs to her, she says. And no one else ever has access to her room. So the question is now, did Christopher go into your room and get this and you didn't lock up your strap properly? You didn't use proper strap safety, if you will? Is that what happened? Or did you knowingly give this to Christopher? Maybe knowing that he was going to try to rob Matthew. Or maybe just giving it to him because you thought he needed protection or whatever. Now that I know these details, and even before I knew these details, I still have a lot of questions about how involved this family was. I've been telling you all since Christopher and Ramon got arrested that I think there's a huge possibility that Ramon had more involvement in this than what we think. And if that's the case, now we know that if that's true, the mother most likely had more involvement in this as well. And by her trying to, I guess, maybe halfway try to protect herself, she makes herself look worse by claiming no one had access to this bedroom where the firearm was, which would make you question, well, then how did Christopher get a hold of it? Either he went into your bedroom and it wasn't locked, and you locking your bedroom is a big lie because you didn't want investigators to go in there and find the firearm in the first place, or something else happened. Maybe she personally gave this to him. I have a lot of questions. I'm fully satisfied with these arrests. I just want to know the full story, because I still have questions on as to how all of this happens in 9 minutes. Now we know that not only were Matthew and Savanah supposedly killed and ditched within 9 minutes, but supposedly also the mother and the father were brought in on the situation to help Christopher ditch the vehicle and the bodies. So I don't want to sound too crazy here, but I can't help but think that there may have been knowledge that at the very least Christopher was going to go out there and try to rob Matthew. I think there's a possibility that the family knew that that was about to happen. But hey, who knows? Maybe we'll never know. But as of right now, I am just really happy that this arrest was made, because I think that all of us that have been looking into this case, all of us that have been making videos about this case and stuff, we can all sleep a little bit better tonight knowing that we're not crazy, that we definitely saw someone else in that truck, and that our suspicions were correct, that it was the mother or the stepmom or whatever you want to call the lady. But for now, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you're feeling generous, you can drop a super thanks, or you can donate to the channel directly via CashApp. It helps the channel out a lot. Or you can help the channel out for free by liking the video, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, all of that good stuff. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.